Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Really quickly, before we get into the chat for today, I just found out that the top drawer of my dishwasher has these two buttons on the side that you can lower the top pull-out rack so that you can wash wine glasses in there. Did you guys know that? I'm like stunned. Because that's incredible. Like, how did I never know that before? I've got like the stupidest grin on my face because I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. It's the little things, okay? We've lived in this house for 5 years now. And I've only just figured that out, that my dishwasher does that. So, yeah. The other thing I just want to touch on, yesterday I found out that someone has screenshot my pattern, didn't purchase it, and was just going to stitch it up themselves. Please don't do that. That's really rude to the people who have actually paid for the pattern, and it's really rude to me, as this is how I make my living. This is my only job. This is what I do. Yesterday, I also found out that there's a shop on Amazon that's stealing my embroidery patterns and making kits of them. So I don't know how to fix that. I've messaged the shop. So we'll see. And then also yesterday, someone went way back to 2015 and recreated a gift that I made for one of my friends. Please just don't, just stop copying. It's not nice. That's all I'm going to say on it, okay? Because I'm moving on. Yesterday was a bad day, but the dishwasher thing, life-changing. I did not know that rack could be moved down, and I'm just gobsmacked. You have no idea. So today what we're going to do is the yellow and the green. Okay, I'm going to use them in a little bit unconventional ways. And we're going to do these little, these little squiggly bits up here with the, I don't want to call it grass because it's not really grass, is it? But it's like little pokey bits coming out. So yeah, let's get started with that. So we're going to use 3 strands for the stem, this line here. And then we're going to use just 2 strands for these little bits. So I'm going to get the yellow thread for the stem. And let me get my 3 strands out because I did pull a different yellow, but there wasn't enough of it. I tried to use my scraps up. Okay. Hi guys. I'm sorry you missed the rant, okay? But you also missed the dishwasher hack. Okay, so in my mind, I hope this works. I haven't tried it yet. In my mind, we're going to do 1 straight stitch from here to there, and then from here to there, and there to there, and there to there, and there to there. Yeah, so it makes like a very slight twist. Yeah, but I'm hoping we can do it with just straight stitches in between. So let's have a go. Again, I've got just three strands. Yeah, yesterday was frustrating, and I was really trying to just it's fine, you know? And then another thing happened, and I was like, oh, it's not fine. I can't. Mary, I'm gonna just have you go and watch the beginning of the video so we can just move on and then we don't have to go back to it. okay? So I'm gonna try and go up here and then go forward to the thread saver method so that hopefully I don't have to like waste thread, you know? So I'm just doing basically a straight stitch or a back stitch between each of these little like seaweed guys. And it looks like there's one little one up here as well. Okay, and then for the sake of ease, I'm just gonna jump over and do this one here. Most of you who have done stitch-alongs with me know that I hate, like it's my biggest pet peeve when you can see the thread poking out where you're not gonna cover it later. So especially if you've got black thread or a dark color, the yellow, I don't think you'll be able to see very much. I can see it because there's light shining through, obviously. But I'm just gonna jump over here and then do it down and then up, and we'll see where it goes. But really try to hide your threads like that. So if you know that you're not gonna cover like that area up with thread, then cut your thread, do a knot, and then start again, just so that you don't see those threads going all over. But if you know you're gonna cover it all up, like on the turtle, I'm just gonna go anywhere I need to go on inside that turtle because I know it's all gonna be covered, so it's not gonna matter. I'm still buzzing about the dishwasher trick, you guys. I didn't know that. Yesterday was the tomatoes. That was my like big thing. Today is the dishwasher. You just don't know what the day's gonna bring, you know? And obviously we're going just straight over this line, yeah? Because this right here is in the background, so we want all of these plants to be on top of that dirt, not like poking behind it. Maybe one. It's only 10 a.m. Later. Ooh, is there one poking up there? Or is that the end? I think that might be the end. Okay. Another thing that you can do, let me zoom out a bit, is if you don't want to tie a knot and snip it, but you have a lot of thread left, you can always weave. So obviously I've done the thread saver method, yeah? You can always weave your thread underneath the back of all of these stitches to go back down and then start up again. So like this. I always forget that when I turn it, it tightens it. They look a little bit like jaggedy. They don't look very smooth at the moment. But when we add the little things on top, I think that it will be better. And I have a lot of this color yellow, so I don't really mind, like, you know, wasting some. Is that all of them? I think it is. Okay, so this is obviously just a straight stitch or a back stitch to make these lines. Let's do a knot. Okay, so here comes the fun part. I'm gonna do 2 strands. Oh. I'm doing it to myself because I'm turning it and that's tightening the screw. So I'm gonna do, here's 3 strands of this, but I feel like 2 might be a little bit better. Not so bulky. Okay, so I've just got my 2 strands. I'm gonna put it on the needle. And we're gonna do a little fly stitch for each side of these things here. So it's supposed to be a little V on this side and a little V on this side. That's how the pattern is meant to be. Obviously, I just scribbled them on as I was going because I knew, you know, like I knew what they're meant to be. So just keep that in mind. Oh my gosh, you guys, today, crazy. Just keep that in mind when you're doing yours. So how we're gonna do this, it's called the fly stitch, and it looks very similar to a fern stitch, but it's just done in a little bit of a different way. So what we're gonna do is go up on the one side. This is 2 strands. I probably could have used 3 actually, but that's all right. And you're gonna go down at the other point. Leave that loop and go up inside the loop like this. And then tack it down on the other side of that thread. And I might have to go to 3 strands because you can't really see it very well. I'll do a couple and then we'll see. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Now the only thing I'm not going to do is this one on the turtle's leg here. I'll just add that in later. Okay, and we just skip down to the next one and we do the next one. Same way, keep that loop. So it's almost like a detached chain stitch, but it's not. They're actually called fly stitches. We normally do these on little like stems and leaves and things that look like this. So instead of making a really small like tacking stitch on the bottom to make that V, for these ones you make it really long, and it makes a Y like that. So for these ones we're just making them shorter so they keep that like V mark. Obviously you could just do 2 straight stitches on either side. Yeah, like 1, 2, 3, 4. But I think these little things here give it a little bit of like an interesting feature. I think it looks a little bit like they're attached to it, kind of, maybe. I don't know. Like always, if you don't feel like it, don't do it. Okay? If you feel like something else would look better, by all means, do that. Yeah, do you know what? I think the 2 strands they're okay as well. I just thought maybe the 3 would give it like a little bit more of a bolder line, but you really can't tell. Like it's not that big of a difference. So yeah, this is what we got. This is what we have for today. I will say just one quick note on the tomatoes. Jesse's figuring out that there's like 2 green small balls on that plant now, and that they smell kind of good. So every time she goes outside, she runs over there and is like, I'm like, get away. Do not eat my tomatoes. And she looks at me like, but they're food, right? I can eat them? And I'm like, no, not now. Wait until later. So yeah, you can make these any size you want. I'm kind of going for medium, I guess. And you can make the angle more severe or less severe, meaning that you can have them like really go out from the side, you know, like straight out instead of angled up like that. You can have them go straight out. So it would look almost like an X when you're done, instead of like a V coming up. Again, all up to you. I'm just gonna start here in the middle so I don't have to go back up and then go back down, you know? But essentially, each of these little V's like this, not little V's, sorry, each of these sections where you started a new stitch, that's where you're gonna put one. So at first I thought maybe we could do something like chain stitch or split stitch, but actually I wanted it to be like really smooth in the middle, like that. Okay, someone's left a comment, but I don't know what language that is and I can't understand it, so I'm sorry. It's a bit hard to see today. It's not very nice out. Yeah, like I said, I'm just not gonna do the one on the turtle's leg there. I'm just gonna leave that, and then after we do the turtle, if you would like to add it, then you can, and then if not, then obviously don't. There's a lot of overlapping things in this pattern, so it's one of those things that like along the way, you're gonna have to either go back and add a little bit more, or like go around things for right now, or decide to just omit it entirely. But at the end of the day, you paid for it, so make it yours. Make it how it is, you know, how you want it to be. So yeah, this is essentially it for today. We've just got the back stitch, and then this is the fly stitch. So we've got back stitch in yellow, 3 strands, and then we've got the fly stitch in green with 2 strands. Is there one there? Yeah, there is. I do like the fly stitch though, because it's really quick and easy. I think I can do one more. Let's see. Probably more than that, but keep it simple. So look, this is kind of how it looks. I've done 3. I'm just going to finish all of them in the video so that we can chat longer. But also so that it's finished. Somebody sent me a picture and said, I've done the 2 for today. When are we going to do the other 2? Meaning like, you know, these ones. And I was like, oh, you're supposed to do all of them. You're supposed to do all of them like the whole time, like throughout the week, like whenever you have time, you know? So, ooh, keep on going, girl. She was like, oh, I thought maybe we're going to do something different for those. I was like, no, I just didn't have enough time to do them all in the video. So that's why you've got to like do a little bit in your own time. But I finished it this morning. Yeah. Veronica says when you pull the screen back, let's see if the light helps at all. Because I feel like it's really dark today. I think a lot of color combinations would work really well with this as well. So you don't have to do yellow and green. You could do any other colors that you feel like. Oh, someone says mine doesn't look as neat as yours. Is there any way to make them neater? Are you talking about the fly stitches? Here? And Mary says, are we doing the 3 same to the right of the ones you've done in yellow just before I save them? These ones? 1, 2, 3. I'm going to keep on doing the green on the top. The fly stitches. So let me zoom in again, and then maybe I can give you some tips on like where to put the tacking stitch so that it looks a little bit neater. These ones, you mean? We'll probably do a fern stitch in those since we've already done a fly stitch, or I might do one of each just to show you, or just to show other people who haven't done it before. Meerkat app. Yeah, so I might show a regular fly stitch and then a fern stitch, and then maybe you guys can choose for the other 3 which ones you want to do, or for the other 4. So that'll be a different day. Yeah, save those for another day, please. Especially because some of them are overlapping the other things that we have. So like this one here, like goes over top of these. So we need to do these first and then do those. So yeah. Okay, so as far as the fly stitch to make it neater, I am trying to do, so I've just got my 2 strands, yeah? Like this. And then I'm trying to go just before the yellow stitch line. I was going to say line, but it's not really a line because we're just going just before that. Okay, and then you pull it through, and then I'm putting the tacking stitch, that tiny little stitch, just on the other side of that yellow, like that. So it's really, really small. If you used, so Emma says, does it matter how much you deviate from the pen marks? Does it fade once you've finished? So that depends on what kind of pen you used. If you used the Pilot Heat Erasable Friction pen, then it will just erase with the blow dryer. So all the marks will erase with the blow dryer. And then on this one over here, I'm just putting this one on the other side of this yellow one, or even just into the yellow one. So it covers up the yellow all the way. Because you really don't want them to be like behind the yellow, you know? You want them to be like overlapping on top of them. But as far as the marks, it just depends on which way that you used. If you used a water-soluble pen, then you'll have to get it all wet to get the marks away. If you used a pencil, then I would go straight over those pencil lines as close as you can, because the pencil lines don't really erase very well, like at all. So I would not I don't choose pencil if I can help it. Yeah, so it just depends on what you used. What's going on back here? Okay, so we did that one. I need to come down here. I would 100% show you about the erasing the marks, except it would erase my entire pattern. Oh, someone said, Saludos desde Mexico. Mexico. Salutations from England. Because that's where I live. Just a couple more and then we'll be done. I bet like a blue and orange would look really cool in this. Or like a pink and purple. Ooh, a pink and red. Oh, that would be nice. Susie says, I stole a friction pen from my daughter's pencil case. Amazing pens. And somebody asked me before, they're having a hard time finding heat erasable pens. So if you're in England, they sell them at Sainsbury's. They're a pack of 3 for £7, but they often have them on sale for £5. And you get blue, red, and black. I would not recommend using the red because the red seems to leave like yellowish marks when you blow dry it, especially if you keep it on your fabric for a long time. So for example, a lot of times I'll draw up all of the hoops or patterns that I have to stitch for that week, like on Sunday night or Monday, and then throughout the week, just like, stitch them when I have time, basically. So just, when I'm watching TV or, one day I'll do one, but sometimes I won't get around to it until Friday or even the next Friday. And then before I know it, it's been sitting on the fabric for a week or 2 weeks. The pen marks have. So if you use the red, I would highly suggest getting straight to it and stitching it up as soon as possible. I haven't found the same thing with like the black or the blue. There's a light blue that I use a lot. Purple. Yep, that's what I was going to say next. Stitch and Silver says, Wilco and B&M Bargains in the UK sell them super cheap too. You can also get them on Amazon. You can get them in packs of 1, 3, 12, 5, all kinds of different, configurations. If you're in America, I got some really nice ones from Target that are the 0.5, which is the really thin line. But they also sell thicker ones too, up to 10, I believe. So I think it's 5, 7, and 10. Oh, that's a different kind. Yeah, 10. Oops. So they do sell them around. I haven't really looked any other place in the States other than Target. I think my mom looked at like Office Depot or something and they didn't have any, or maybe it was Office Max that didn't have any. Mary says, I've not looked in B&M. I got mine at Tesco at the start of lockdown, a clicker one with 2 refills for about £7. They have the different width ones in Paper Chase too. Oh, that's good, because I think you can order online from Paper Chase, can't you? I've never done it, but I think you can order online from Paper Chase. Because I know a lot of people are still a little bit hesitant to be, you know, going out all willy-nilly to the shops, like... So it's nice to have some like delivery options as well for people who aren't really comfortable going out, you know? Okay, I only have 3 more after this, and then I'll be done. And then we can zoom it out and see what we've got so far. Hi, George. Oh, so Mary, can you order the pens from Tesco online as well? Because that might be good for people who do the home shop delivery like you do, the food shop home delivery. Oh, that's good. She says yes. Susie says, I'm in Leicester, so a lot of shops are closed again. Yeah, I heard that they were doing a local lockdown there. So it's good to have different places that you can order. I know not everyone likes Amazon, but if you need it like tomorrow, then you can always go, you know, on Amazon, or if you can get a food shop delivery. That's so clever. Do you know what? I reckon Sainsbury's, you could do that as well then, because I know that they have them at Sainsbury's. I only know that because there's a Sainsbury's like up at the corner, like at the roundabout by my house. So we just got a new Lidl as well. And the bakery is just, thank God I got the bike, let's just say that. Because I'm eating cherry tarts like it's my job. Okay, that's it. That's all we've got. I'm done. My mom used to say, turkeys are done, people are finished. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. Make sure that I didn't forget any, because I'm notorious for that. Cinnamon buns from Little Bakery. Oh, they're so good. Aren't they? Okay, so there's one. I looked on the map yesterday. It's 0.2 miles away. So I can walk up there, get all of my bakery stuff, check out, and walk back in less than 20 minutes. That's so dangerous. It's raining today, though, so I can probably spare myself. But there we go. So this is what we have for the whole thing. Yep, that's as far out as it goes. So I've got my greens down here, and then we've got this yellow and green up here. So there we go. How exciting is that? Don't forget to tag me at The Barmy Fox and use the hashtag The Barmy Fox SAL for Stitch Along. And then like and comment on each other's hoops and pictures and stuff, you know, their stitches, because you can't do it by yourself. The stitch along is where everyone stitches along, okay? So you need to be contributing to the community, all right? So yeah, I hope you have a lovely, lovely, lovely day. Today's Wednesday here. Maybe where you are too, don't know. It's not that nice. Maybe I will brave going up to the bakery just to treat myself. All right, so enjoy your day, and I will talk with you later, okay? Just in time for Homes Under the Hammer. Is that a show? I never saw that. I'll investigate. All right. Talk with you later. Bye. Bye, 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 bye.